is a figure with an oversized mouth, embodying unrestrained greed and power that consumes the labor and suffering of those below. Dressed in formal attire, it appears a facade of professionalism while concealing deep corruption that fuels an inherently exploitative system. Beneath it, weary individuals struggle under its weight. Their exhaustion and expression exposes the stark imbalance between the privileged elite and the oppressed majority, trapping them in a cycle that keeps the powerful unchecked. This image powerfully depicts a system that prioritizes greed over humanity.
Picture a world in which power derives strength from the strife of the masses. A giant cloth and prosperity and power opens its wide mouth, not for speech but to the door. From this insatiable hunger, wealth follows in branded with taxes, money signs, and resources that belongs to all. This is a pictorial call for justice, a warning that if the burden gets too heavy, even the strongest pillars can break.
Caricature perfectly captures the harsh reality of government finances in the Philippines. Every day, millions of Filipinos work tirelessly, paying taxes with the hope that their contributions will lead to better public services. But instead of reaping these benefits, they witness a different story, one where a small group controls the nation's wealth while the rest continues to struggle. The large figure in the drawing represents corrupt officials and elites who misuse public funds for personal gain. Ordinary Filipinos are then left to carry the weight of poverty, inflation, and the lack of basic social services. We see that hardworking citizens who suffer the most from corruption. They keep the system running, yet they remain unheard and neglected. Our society is drained by financial struggles where even basic needs are difficult to meet despite constant tax collection. How much longer will we tolerate this? When will we stand up and demand accountability?
Every day we witness it, we endure it, yet we are conditioned to accept it as just the way things are. But why should we? Why should we tolerate a system where those exert the most effort receive the least, while those at the top reap all the benefits? This illustration reveals the truth. The wealthy figure at the top carries nothing but merely takes. The overflowing tax ball is not a burden for him, it's his price. And who bears the cost? The individuals beneath him, the laborers, farmers, educators, and the everyday citizens who rise each morning, working tirelessly and still find it difficult to make ends meet. If we observe their expressions, they are exhausted, overworked, and so on, yet they are the backbone of society. Without their contributions, the entire system would be collapsed. Without us, progress halts. That's precisely why we must awaken to the truth. This is the truth they wish to conceal, because once we see it, we will understand. True power has always resided with the people.
This caricature depicts a societal political problem, vote buying, that critically impacts our country. The artwork portrays a politician distributing money in order for voters to vote on their side, which indicates their attempt to purchase votes for power acquisition. A voting area stands opposite, which contains a ballot box, suggesting the manipulation of an election process. While on the other side are voters that vote wisely without the influence of money. They vote from their own choice and who they think deserve the position. The ladder that are made of money and the person in the picture handling money represents that spending and giving thousands of money to the people, especially those situations that belong in a poor family, using them just to achieve the desired votes and to win the candidacy through the use of money.
This illustration highlights how vote buying leads to corruption. Politicians who secure victory through voter bribery instead of genuine leadership tend to misuse their authority. Their decision-making processes prioritize personal gain over national interests, resulting in actions that serve their own needs instead of the public good. They pretend to care for the people, but their real goal is to gain power for their own benefit. It serves as a reminder that elections should be fair and based on the people's true choice, not on money. It
Vote buying allows unqualified leaders to gain power, leading to corruption and misuse of public funds meant for healthcare, education, and infrastructure. As a result, ordinary citizens suffer while the wealthy and powerful benefit. This caricature serves as a reminder that elections should be based on honesty and public service, not bribery. Accepting money for votes only strengthens corrupt leaders. Real progress happens when voters make informed choices and demand.
Election season in the Philippines, which should be a celebration about democracy, has become a marketplace. A time when the phrase, election na pud, makakwarta na sabta, echoes in every street and corner. For many, a single vote is worth a few hundred pesos. But what is the real cost? The roads that remain broken? The hospitals that lack medicine? Or the promises that were never fulfilled? Honest votes do exist, but they are drowned in the flood of bought ones. The system favors those who pay and not those who serve. And in the end, we are the ones left with leaders we sold our future to. The politicians sit in the corner while the people outside protest over high prices, poor services, and broken promises. A vote bought is a future stolen. So the question lingers, how much is yours worth?
As a student and future medical technologist, we are not just bystanders. We are part of a nation struggling under corruption, inequality, and poor leadership. This caricature reflects our reality. The powerful grow richer, while the ordinary people carry the weight of their grit. High taxes, poverty, failing services, and a broken system will not change if we remain silent. But silence is a choice, and so is action. That's why we must be involved, speak up, demand better governance, and vote wisely. Change doesn't happen on its own. It starts with us. The future of our country depends on those who choose to act, and if we don't fight for change, who will?
The depiction of the caricature is a striking critic of societal balance where power and wealth are disproportionately concentrated, leaving the working class to shoulder an unjust burden. This serves as a powerful reminder that sustainable progress requires fairness, ethical governance, and equitable opportunities for all. The exaggerated expressions and composition emphasize the stark contrast between those who consume wealth and those who generate it, highlighting systemic exploitation. This visual metaphor extends beyond economics and into fields like healthcare, where dedicated professionals uphold essential systems, yet often remain undervalued.
As a medical technology student, political issues like vote buying, corruption, and unfair voting may seem unrelated to your field, but they have a big impact on healthcare and your future career. Corruption can lead to poor healthcare policies, lack of hospital funding, and fewer job opportunities for medical professionals. When dishonest leaders get elected through vote buying and unfair elections,